Hey, what's up, everybody? This is Big Benedict. We're on Chapter 7, the Lycanthrope's Castle. Our campaign is through the chapter challenges, all 17 of them. And we're going after our trophy entitled Mastered the Path of the Master Ninja. So this area here, we just defeated the water dragon in the previous chapter. Beware of the ghost fish here. They're not even a problem. Nor is falling off these high precipices a problem either. Really can't even access a shop right now since we don't have much money. I really don't like the first part of this level. I don't like this section here where you're doing all the platforming. Not because it's hard or unfair or anything, just because it's kind of boring. And also, I don't like the Bone Dragon boss fight. It's kind of lame, but I did figure out quite by accident how to deal some massive damage on that guy using the Piercing Void and hitting his weak spot, but I'll show you that when I get there, and it was a complete accident. I was just throwing it around, the Void, that is. So, yeah, these fish are very forgiving, as are these jumps. You can only fall off these jumps if you jump. I mean, if you just jump and, go the wrong way. So on newer games like this, you walk to a ledge and it just won't let you fall off, so it's really nice. Anyway, so if you want to use your Ninpo, go for it, because there's a box, the next box we get actually, I think that's $1,000 or money. Okay, yeah, Herb of Spiritual Life. We're going to be facing some water demons right up here. It's going to be a little pitfall right up here, but they give you plenty of warning time for it. And by now, this should be, many campaigns for you that you've already completed, so you should know all about this area. So here are the water demons here. And, if you want to use Ninpo, go for it, because I came across this chest, and I knew it was there. I full well knew it. I wasn't even going to get it. You see me hesitate right there. But I wanted just to show you, just in case anybody was extremely doubtful about what that chest contained. Don't use the shotgun. If you use a shotgun on these ghost fish, you're not going to be able to put the shotgun away before you start hitting with the flails. I forgot I even had this weapon equipped. And normally you get immunity time after your combo in Sigma 1, but they didn't do it. They didn't make the game the same way. But I'm really enjoying this game. Sigma 1 and Sigma 2 have a lot of differences. Like, this is a linear game. Sigma 1 was open world to a large extent. You couldn't go back to Chapter 3 and parts of the Hayabusa village, but for the most part, you can go anywhere you want on Sigma. And it's a lot slower. Ryu is slower. I was actually kind of playing that game yesterday. This right here, when you get to this one right over here, don't jump, just walk. See how I'm just going to walk up there? It's just going to walk for you up there. And also, don't jump down here, just kind of just walk off of it. It looks like a close call. Watch this right here. See? It looks like a close call, but the game wouldn't have let me fall off right there. It's really forgiving. And about these jumps, only a brand new player to this game would fall off those jumps, which is, I fell off those jumps when I was a beginner, but obviously I'm not a beginner anymore. I'm trying to get my trophy, so I'll be a happy little boy. But anyway, I'm really not a trophy whore. I don't care about getting trophies. I don't go after trophies like it's the only thing to do in the world. What I like to do is, occasionally when I see a trophy that I know is going to challenge me and it's going to provide me with some fun, and it's always really rewarding to do a guide and finish it. It's so rewarding to finish a guide and see the trophy pop up. It gives you confirmation that you were a success in doing what you set out to do. So the Bone Dragon's in this room after you kill these little scorpion bone babies down here. So get your UTs, chain essence. It's all good. So for the boss fight, I do what I normally do. That is to say, I use the Endless Thing and just do UTs on him, and he occasionally falls over, and you get free damage that you can deal to him. And the Piercing Void deals a lot of damage to him when he falls down. Now, when you cast it and he's standing upright, it doesn't really do much damage. It can save you though, because I'll show you in a moment. This is the last guy right here, I think. But what happens is, okay, so here's the Bone Dragon right here, and it how can I say this? Like, he's not. It's kind of like the armadillo boss fight in like in King Kong. It's just like with these bosses, you know, on easier difficulties, it would be better to just hit their legs and, you know, not have to do these kind of spamming moves like this. But I'm serious. If he kicks you one time, you're dead. And I don't have a Talisman of Rebirth like I normally do. But even on story mode, I never like to waste one of those rebirth talismans on this guy here. But like when he's doing this, when he's picking up the bones and just, you could really go to town on him and hit him. See, I think I even hit him. No, I didn't hit him. Didn't risk it. The big issue though is coming off a red UT like right here, or any UT, and just, you got to get the hell away from him. See right there, he kicked me. I'm lucky he didn't kill me right there. But you see in his chest, he's got like his heart. I think where his heart is, or some kind of in his rib cage up there, he's got like an orangish yellow glowing orb. And I knew it was some kind of a weak spot. So you could deal when he falls over and gives you the free shots like he's going to do in a moment. Normally he does it like 3 times, but I think for me he only did it twice this time. But he gives you a bunch of free shots, and I used the Piercing Void just one time just to see what it would do, and it takes a lot of damage away from him, more so than, you know, any of your hits could do with this. So look at this, he's going to fall over. I'm going to use the Void, aim it that weak spot. Look how much damage that fucking took away. That's incredible. I mean, there's no way you could hit him there's no way you could hit him and deal that much damage to him because he doesn't really give you that much time to hit him either. So I would say the biggest concern in this guy is just when you're coming off these UTs, you got to get out of the way. So what else? He will grab you if you get unlucky. He'll kick you. He'll smash you with his hands sometimes. But normally you're not going to have to worry about any of that as long as you get away from him. Also, if you're coming down off a UT and you think you might get hit or kicked or grabbed or something, just cast Nimpo, and then anything that he would do to you, you'll just get he'll go right through you, and you could safely evade. So that's just what I was doing here. I had to use quite a lot of healing items because this is it's not tough. It's just another. This is I was also going to say that the worst fight for me. Like I hate this fight the most. Even more than I don't know. I hate the King Kong boss fights more than this guy, but this guy definitely ranks as one of my most hated guys to fight. It's just because he's boring, really fucking boring. Anyway, so once we get up to Wulf's domain and we go over to the guillotine and stuff, that's when I started loving this level. And it's really awesome. You get to go through Wulf's castle and shit. Anyway, so he's almost. Hopefully, he'll fall down again. I think because I damaged him so much, some of the little I threw the Nimpo so many. It dealt so much damage to him that the little tick marks, the little invisible tick marks on his health bar, telling him when to fall over and give me free shots. Those like kind of went out the window when I dealt that much damage to this guy. But yeah, the Piercing Void, you probably could get. Yeah, I'm pretty sure you could get it up to level 3 by this point of the game. So I just never knew that you could deal so much damage to this guy with that magic. So you definitely want to use that to just give it. Yeah, see right there, really close call right there. There is plenty of room in this fight to move around in. By the way, it's just that he's got such long arms and such a lot of range to hit you. But as long as you're getting out of the way and move, because he's pretty slow. He's a very lumbering. I mean, even now you could probably go over to him and hit his legs for some free shots. But that kick, for how fast he is normally with his hits, like with his arms, he kicks pretty fast and it comes out of nowhere. So here I'm going to deal some massive damage to him once again. Now it's just a matter of hitting him a couple more times, and I think he also falls over one more time. Yep, there he goes. He lost his balance again, and I probably shouldn't have wasted that Void on him right there, but I just was not feeling like hitting him at that point. So this next treasure box that we get is actually in story mode, where you get the KG weapon. I was going to try to pronounce it, but I can never remember quite how to say it. So just grab it. or excuse me, you don't get it here. We already have it at level 3, but it's one of those optional weapons in this game. Surprisingly, it always kind of surprises me because you don't have to. I mean, you don't have to open that box. I mean, sometimes with the Endless Fang in particular on Chapter 4, you did have to acquire the Endless Fang before the door would open to the next area, but it's not the case here because there are no doors over here. So we're going to have a few more of these little bone scorpions to kill, and we're going to be accessing a save point in a moment's time. Yeah, this chapter shouldn't be too hard for anybody. It's a much longer chapter than Chapter 6, but it's really fun. And I don't know why only one ghost fish spawned right there. That was kind of strange. So now we just... You see, I equipped the flails thinking maybe there were more ghost fish somewhere, but there was just that one solo fish. And then we're just going to kill these guys here. You get the most money. Well, you would get more money if you were using the level 4 Dragon Sword or the Blade of the Archfiend, but it's just so much easier to kill the Scorpion guys with this weapon. So I'm going to switch back to the Dragon Sword because I know there are no more of those little crawlers right now. But you can fall down here, and you lose quite a bit of progress. You'll go back down to where the Bone Dragon fight was if you fall down here. So you really got to be careful and know, and just realize the repercussions about falling here. There's no fall damage in this game. That is, like if you fall from great heights, you don't get damaged or anything, but you lose progress for sure. Here's where a crystal skull is normally, and then we're going to get a cutscene. Then we're going to hear some really awesome pumped up music, and then we're going to be going into Wulf's castle. Okay, so now you may have noticed the screen dimmed a little bit, and I'm going to head up here. There is one item on this tower up here. I believe it's a Grains of Spiritual Life, so it's something you don't want to pass up. These are pretty expensive items. Yeah, Grains of Spiritual Life, and then there is a store over there if need be. And then for the first time in this game as Ryu, we did face these guys as Rachel. No, wait a minute. This is Chapter 7, huh? I've been going out of sequence, so this is the first time in sequential order that we actually face these guys here. These guys are called Lesser Fiends. They're the same guys as the pink creatures, except these guys have kind of like a mossy texture to their bodies here. But these guys are very tough, though. I mean... They're hard because they're so fast, and they never get off your ass. It seems. So you could. It's a really good idea to execute these guys to use UTs. You see me using the dual swords here. You can Azuna drop them, execute them, do whatever you want to those guys. The thing is, it's just pretty hard. I got to one section where I had no healing items whatsoever, and I had to deal with several of waves of those guys, and they're pretty goddamn hard, seriously. These water demons here, though, they can be Azuna dropped. Do whatever you want to those guys. They do take 2 Azuna drops, though, and then once you get up here, we're going to be facing 2 more water demons up here, right where these cannons are. So if you want to fall back and charge, or I just charge right here. And then after this, we have another sequence with the mutant bats and lesser fiends. So I wish there was a little bit more variety of enemies once we get inside the castle, but it's pretty much all just lesser fiends. Sure, there's 2 versions of them. There's the gold version, and then the reddish orange ones that are higher in HP, but I don't know. You see here, I really wasted my Ninpo. I shouldn't have used it because it just didn't really do anything I was trying to get the bats out of the way, and it just wasn't even working for me. So if I could do this part over again, I wouldn't have used Ninpo on those bats. It wasn't doing anything. I got a beheading there, and then you see the guy still running around headless. That's how it works in this game with creatures. So I think there's one more bat. No, they're all gone. And then there are no items anywhere, so you just need to go over here and hit the save point. And then we're going to be dealing with, yeah, you guessed it, more lesser fiends. So climb up this ladder right here, and it's a really good idea to prepare your charge right over here, because these guys are going to drop, literally drop on you. So like jump right over here. I'll try to move around the cannon right there. So just jump there, charge, and then they're going to fall right there. There's two of them. You take them out right here. If you get them in this kind of an area, they're pretty much gone, both of them. They're gone for the count. Do your flying bird flip up here. Then there's one guy up here. I tried to Azuna drop him. He kind of got, I couldn't grab him in time, and then one of the bats hit me right there. This is the hard part just because there's two bats flying around over there, and their fireballs are very damaging. Don't go to the right too much. Stay in this area while you're fighting these bats, because if you go over there to the right, you're going to have the Lesser Fiends trigger. So, there we go. There's the bat. He's gone. And then you go around the corner here. Then you're going to have Lesser Fiends spawn right there. And I'm just charging here. And then once you go over the little knoll in the road up here, you're going to have more of these guys. So you really got to get used to these guys, because they're very fast. They're wily. They have more HP than you might think they do, and they're pretty damaging. So I kept that one alive back there, so I could go over back here and execute him, and then charge off an essence attack. See how I did that? I kept that guy around in an executable state, and then I triggered the other wave ahead, and then I went back and ran back and OT'd him. OT'd the guy that was on the verge of getting executed, and then I charged up an attack. You're gonna get a little cutscene over here, and then we're gonna be doing some flipping off these flag poles here. Don't fall down. There's nothing down there. We're gonna be going down there anyway. There is a body down there, but all he has is like a book or something, so you don't need to grab it. Once you land here, you can't do an on-landing charge, because you see the way I landed right there. That's not what you do for an on-landing charge. It just lands for you. So just there's adequate time to prepare a second level charge here. And you see those beastmen? You see that beastman right there, that lycanthrope? He's very tough. He's got a lot of HP. And he's pretty much the same as the other versions. He's just got a lot more life and health to him. And I mean, that lycanthrope right there, he's just as deadly as the other ones. Like, one hit and you're dead from that guy. One of his power hits, I mean. Sometimes they'll do like a 1-2 punch on you, and it's not going to kill you. But like, if he's doing a power technique, you're gone. Or if they do a charge move too, where they charge right at you and just pulverize you. It's pretty damaging. It's really crazy here. So you could actually save it before this fight. That's what I did. Just to talk strategy for a moment, and like I haven't been doing that the whole time. You could go ahead and I'd save it before this fight, because of this bullshit part too here. Once you fall down this furnace or chimney, whatever, you see this guy rushing at me right here. I used the blades here, and it didn't do anything to this guy, because he was just out of my range. And then I accidentally jumped on the table right up here, and it was kind of funny. But there's two of these sons of bitches right here. And it looks like I executed him from on top of the table, so do try that out. I don't think they can get on top of the table. It's pretty funny. But it's just those two guys that are left. And then there's going to be an item behind these barrels here, which I think give you money too, don't they? No, maybe not. Maybe they do if you manipulate it like we did in the Ioni section. So here's the save point, and this is the area where I got to, and I had no healing at him. So jump over this little threshold right there. Or, no, that's not what it did. But this guy, he'll charge out every single time. So just prepare a second level charge here. And since I had 0 healing items, I'm going to go up here and grab the what is it? It's like a weed or something. I can never remember what these are called. Herb of Spiritual Life. Okay, it's an herb. I also like how you can jump off the banister. Like, when I was playing Lords of Shadow, like, there were so many limitations about you couldn't jump over certain things. And it's just like, come on, just let me jump over stuff, for God's sakes here. I did really well here. Like, sometimes when I'm pushed against the wall, and like they force my hand a lot, and make me do well, and make me spam attacks here. This took a long time for me to do. It took a lot of attempts here. Ran into the chandelier right there. But these lesser fiends, they'll jump on the table with you, so got to watch out for that. It would be nice if some of these chairs gave you orbs, because all these chairs and these couches, they're all destructible objects, but none of them will give you orbs, trust me. Like, it's just for, I don't know. It's like, what the hell? Just give the player some orbs. It'll be fun to smash everything, like in God of War or Lords of Shadow or whatever. So that door is going to open. It doesn't trigger the spawn, though. What triggers the spawn is you jumping into this room a little bit. See, I didn't hit the tripwire point right there, so now I'm just going to fall back. And I apologize for having to do these cheap tactics here, but I just had 0 healing items coming into this, and I had to grab that Herb of Spiritual Life. And admittedly, that thing, it doesn't even help you very much. It may save you a little bit, but I don't even think I took a single bit of damage anywhere here until the save point, which is another one of those things when the game is forcing your hand into doing well. It's just, you can't help but succeed, and it makes you a better player. It really does. Even though, you know, I am being cheap with these tactics here of just UT spamming, but it does take, like I said before, it takes a little bit of skill to be cheap. In this game, this game doesn't let you always be cheap, and to be cheap in this game, sometimes sometimes I don't even feel bad about being cheap. Like, from a gameplay perspective, I'm trying to be the best I can here, and this obviously, it doesn't show off how, skilled I can be, but it does show off how I can, do one of these parts without taking any damage hardly, and, because if I get hit a couple times, then I'll have to use the Herb of Spiritual Life, and then I'll almost be dead again, probably. So, yeah, so there we go. I didn't even take a single bit of damage, and I thought there were more water demons spawning up here, but actually the treasure chest was glowing right there, so there's Wulf up there. Wulf's, he's a pretty tough guy. So here we're coming back into the room here, and you can't save it. The door's closed, so normally at this point I'll go get the Herb of Spiritual Life, but here I had to get it early. So we're going to have a bunch of lycanthropes coming out of that door up there where we need to go. It did kind of cross my mind when I was doing these charges here that these lycanthropes, they seem to have a little bit more HP, because normally they fall over a little bit quicker. But that kind of brings me to something I wanted to discuss about Chapter Challenge Mode. I thought when I was going to be playing this, the enemies would have less HP, and sometimes it does feel that way because your weapons are maxed out so much, and the enemies will go down quicker. But I think here it was just a case of me not connecting enough with the enemies. So on Chapter Challenge Mode, the enemies have the same amount of HP in Story Mode. They don't have, it's not like easier in that respect, so I missed an on-landing charge right there. But yeah, I heard people saying like, "Oh, Chapter Challenge is easier," and in a lot of respects, it is easier because you start out with everything maxed out. Even, on Chapter 1, you can use the Piercing Void. You could use anything you want at level 4. So yes, it's easier. The only thing that really makes this hard for me is because when I played the story mode, I was so I really depended on racking up a lot of money, carrying money from one level to the next, and buying Talismans of Rebirth for really hard sections. Anyway, there's a save point right there. Now we're going to be going into the library area, and normally here on my story mode Master Ninja video campaign, I would have the door open, fall back and charge, but this time I rushed right into the room because I have a lot more confidence in my own gaming abilities now since I've been playing this game for a while. I won't be getting the Platinum Trophy for this game. I'm just not. I told one of my subscribers, he was asking me if I needed help doing it, and I told him I'm not a Platinum Trophy whore. That's not to diss anybody who gets trophy or who's going after platinum trophies or anything, because fuck, I'm going after a trophy here, but I don't take like hundreds of hours and invest so many hours into getting stupid little trophies and stuff, because if I wanted to get the platinum trophy, I would have to go back and do these chapter challenges on like I said in the very first video, I have all the chapter challenges cleared on Warrior, which is I guess like medium difficulty. or I guess it would be like easy slash. I really don't know. I know Acolyte's easy, but like if I wanted to get the Platinum Trophy, I would have to do all of these chapters over again, like twice over. I would have to go through this chapter, every chapter. I would have to do every chapter on Acolyte and on Mentor just to get the Platinum Trophy. You know, I feel if you do Master Ninja, so, you know, if you do Chapter Challenge, and if we're doing this guide right here, if you go through every step that I go through to get a Master Ninja ranking on Master Ninja difficulty for all these chapters, it should all stack, so everything should fill in, like all the other 3 difficulties. They shouldn't make you go in and beat the other 3 difficulties. That's just ridiculous. I mean, that's like one of the stupidest things I've ever fucking heard. And that's just why I refuse to go for a Platinum Trophy, you know? I just proved that I could beat this on Master Ninja. Why would I go back and play all these chapters on easy? It's like, why? That's just so fucking stupid. But that's the reality. That's exactly what you have to do. I'm not kidding. I shit you not. There's trophies for Master the Path of the Acolyte. And it's just like, fuck. You know, fuck you, game. Like, why make a player do that kind of shit? That's just bullshit. It's fucking bullfuck, man. Sorry to curse so much, but that is just, that's like low down and dirty. So here's some more lycanthropes over here. Just take these fools out. I'm really getting to like this weapon. It's a good weapon. I never used to like it, but it really served me well on the second Zidonius boss fight. And I actually thought that the UT for this was the one that was similar in nature to the Dragon's Claw and Tiger's Fang in Sigma 1. That's why, because that UT is just so ineffective. And I thought it was the same here, but it's not. So that's why I'm getting to like this weapon a lot more, and it delimbs enemies with real good proficiency here. And by the way, I would say that I would really recommend that after you kill all these enemies and after you do all your shopping, just go back and save it. It's going to save you a bunch of hassle, because I thought I was going to... I tried it. I went over to the cutscene area, and one of the guys just stomped on me within like seconds. So just definitely do that. One of these boxes has nothing. Actually, you know what? Even though, yeah, there we go. I thought that that box had nothing, but sometimes it does have stuff. It's just the luck of the draw, like in Ioni's chapter, where we were manipulating barrels and stuff. So there's going to be a cutscene up here in which I edited out, and then we're in the throne room here. I just get really complacent sometimes when I play a game like this, and I assume that game's giving me checkpoints, and it's an erroneous assumption. You know, it's one of those things where it makes an ass out of you and me. One of those, you know, that old wordplay of the word assume. But they really don't give you any checkpoints in this game. The checkpoint, you will know when you get a checkpoint, because you'll really be thankful that you're getting one. For the most part, they only give you a checkpoint when you're facing like a mid-level boss or a boss itself. You know, except for when you're facing when we're Momiji, and they don't give you a checkpoint on the first Tengu brother, which is inexcusable in my opinion. So there's only this one chest right there, and now we're going to go to the save point, and I'm going to go to the left over here just to show you something kind of interesting that I mentioned in my Master Ninja run, but I never went over here and pointed it out. It's really nothing to even speak of hardly, but it's just kind of interesting, and it shows you how linear this game is. But if you go over to this area and you attempt to backtrack and go over here, there's just boulders. They put boulders in your way. See this right here? And it says interact, and it says the rubble prevents you from climbing back up. Like, when I first saw that, I'm like, that's okay. This game is really linear. I understand, but that's just kind of the kind of shit that they put in here to make the game just, you know, run faster and be linear. Anyway, charge up when you get to about this area. There's only 2 or maybe 3 Lesser Fiends over here. Probably just 1, or excuse me, 2. Maybe, yeah, 3. My bad. And then these are the last enemies that you face before the Wulf boss fight. It's nice that Wulf doesn't have any lackeys, and it's kind of the opposite scenario that occurs in Chapter 15, where in Chapter 15 you face centaurs and then Wulf. in this chapter you face Wulf, and then although you don't face centaurs after him, you do face beastmen. So that's how it works. It's the opposite of chapter 15. I like it better because you get a checkpoint on Wulf, and then you also get a checkpoint after Wulf. So that's just a cool name. I like that name, Wulf. So this box up here, it always gives me different stuff. What's it give me there? That was a good drop right there. Sometimes it gives you health, sometimes it gives you that. Maybe money. I don't know. It's one of those weird chests. But anyway, Wulf up here. I like to always center the camera when all I do is I run away from him, right? And then I center the camera with R1, and then I wait for him to charge me. And the angles at which you need to dodge are, let me look at my clock on the wall. It's 10, 2, 7, and 5. So 10, 2, 7, and 5. Those are the best angles. If you're at the 6 o'clock position, those are the angles that I just mentioned. Just assuming that you're at the 6 o'clock position and he's at the 12 o'clock position. But that only works if you dodge at like the last second and if you properly lined up the camera constantly. So this whole time, all I'm doing is I'm jumping away from him. I'm waiting for him to charge. I'm dashing at the last second at those angles on the clock that I just mentioned. Excuse me. And then I'm going in for a couple hits with the triangle button. If he's blocking, then I dash away because he's obviously not going to give me the hits. And normally I always have to use a talisman of rebirth on this boss, but obviously I can't because there's not enough money to buy one of those things in this chapter. So it just makes you really, but it actually makes you a better player because you have to do a lot better this time around. So what you want to do is just really he's got that scythe. It's incredible how much range that thing has. So you really got to get the fuck out of the way, and he will do UT charges as well. So just evade, and he's pretty simple. All I'm using is a triangle attack, and it's a pretty steady-handed attack. So that guy's dead. We have the scythe equipped. I did a little edit right there. This is all in the same footage, mind you, but I just don't like using the scythe here. I like using the endless thing here, and I'm just chaining attacks since I know that nothing is going to carry over monetary, money-wise. So ordinarily I would collect all the money after getting these red UTs, but here it's just there's no point of doing it unless you're trying to get as much money as you can for the money bonus. But it ends pretty quickly, and you don't have to kill all the enemies to make the level end. It's actually going to end right over here somewhere. I think there's one more charge, and then the level will end over here. Two more charges, my bad. I know it ends like right over here. So there we go. The level ended, chapter 7 completed. I got the max number for kills, max number for essence, not for Nimpo. I got a decent playtime. It gave me the max points. I got 1.5 million. So I got Master Ninja. Thanks for watching, everybody.